jerk read on that. Anyway, you ever wonder if that door is closed for reasons other than health care? That they're worried in there, that they see something in there, something just not Republicans are railing about? But today, Democrats too, 9 of them, 10 if you include former Democrat, now independent Joe Lieberman, together shooting off a quick letter to Harry Reid demanding action on spending they say is now out of control, and the debt really out of control. Charles Payne says all of this closed-door stuff and the letter stuff and the warning stuff and the Amityville horror look-alike stuff, well, something's going on, and Charles says it sounds a little fishy.
I was thinking more like when Jack Nicklaus said, "Here's Johnny."
Like, typing on the page. It's
someone
like
with an axe. Here's the healthcare bill.
No play makes it. What the heck is going on here? This is really super secret.
This is really. First of all, Senator Coburn made a great point. This stuff was supposed to be on C-SPAN. We were supposed to be seeing it live. Maybe it's not just healthcare. Maybe that's why it's not on C-SPAN. We're talking about a serious problem here. We're going to hit the debt ceiling soon, where we just can't have any more debt. Timothy Geithner's already hinted that he'd like Congress to increase that debt
As
ceiling.
did these 9 Democrats and independent. Now, that was unusual in of itself. Right? So they're frantic about something.
Well, think about it, Neil. We've had this stimulus plan, which now you can all, I think everyone can almost say now it was dead on arrival, right? It was designed to redistribute wealth. It created 30,000 jobs. It's inefficient. It's ridiculous. You had that. You had cash for clunkers, which was another clunker of a deal. The profits went to Tokyo. So we're talking all this spending that hasn't done anything, and yet we've got stimulus too. We're going to expand COBRA subsidies. We're going to have a first-time home buyers program extended. Unemployment benefits have been extended. Where is this money coming from?
You know what I worry about, though, Charles? Normally when meetings are going on and I'm not invited, I get kind of nervous about them. And there were a lot of meetings going on a year or so ago when we had the financial meltdown, and we learned that it involved Republicans and Democrats, and they were just trying to ward off what was, they argued, a financial meltdown. I'm not saying that's going on now, but you do wonder why all the secrecy now.
You have to wonder because this was supposed to be the transparency era. And I got to be honest with you, I was really looking forward to watching this stuff hashed out on TV. I think most people were. That was exciting. Okay, you know what? This is going to be different this time. You have to be extremely worried because why? Why are these doors closed? If it's health care and we've seen all the bills, what would be so complicated? We've seen all of them. We know what they are. Hash them out in public, or is something else going on there? Like, how do we really pay for this thing?
All right, but we do know at least the House and Senate leadership. We're talking about the Senate here and the door there, and a lot of guys walking around the door, but they can't get in. So at least we're not alone. They have looked at these town hall meetings and all these aggressive forums and said, nothing's getting done here. There's a lot of shouting and yelling and people ranting and raving, and maybe the better part of valor is for us to meet behind a shut door and hammer this out. What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, they can have these meetings on C-SPAN without an audience. They don't have to be town hall, but I do think the message is loud and clear that the public is totally fed up. By the way, yesterday, Bernanke took, in my mind, he took a shot at the White House yesterday when he said that, we needed a fiscal plan that had a clear path out of this. In other words, to me, even Bernanke is getting a little bit nervous, and the comment he made yesterday just suggests that, listen, White House, you guys have got to get your act together. You cannot continue to spend. It's not going to get us out of this problem.
Well, something's going on there. I told you about my buddies, Carl Cameron and Peter Barnes and others who are following this. I am too, by the way. I've been very close to what is going on there. Actually, my head is the size of the door, which is probably fine, but I mean, that's a whole other issue. But
they didn't give you the right to knock. You got to get to CNN knock.
No, you know what we got to do? We got to get that shot, Frankie or Pam of the Amityville horror house, it's the attic and all that stuff. But what happens then? If they're going to hammer out something.
They're going to hammer out something.
And you argue what? Because the markets have been doing A-okay throughout this process.
Hey, listen, the stock market is a whole different animal, especially we talk about the Dow. 30 of the largest multinational companies in America. Most of them make more money overseas than they do here. As long as the dollar keeps cratering, those stocks are going to go up. There's a total disconnect, though, between that and what's happening on Main Street. And what I'm really worried about is they come out of the meeting, like I said, here's Johnny, here's the bill, let's pass it tomorrow. Just like we had to pass the stimulus plan that had to go through immediately, even though most of the money won't even be spent until next year. But it had to go through immediately. Don't read it. And not everybody can read as fast as Senator Coburn.
It's healthcare hunting season. It's really,
it's weird. It's crazy that to promise that and not deliver it.
All right. Well, it's got to be a party that we shouldn't be at if we're not even invited. All right. Well.